everyone, and welcome to our premiere edition of Beyond the Classroom. I'm Dana Addis, Superintendent for Hudson City Schools. So pleased to host this new program with assistance from our friends here at Hudson Community Television. And once a month, we just pledge to bring you stories that showcase our school district. We want you to get to know our students, our staff, and really what makes Hudson City Schools so unique. In this episode, we want to introduce you to two of our new administrators for the upcoming school year. We have a new assistant superintendent and director of curriculum, as well as a new principal at McDowell Early Learning. Want to welcome both of you. Then a bit later in the program, did you even know that Hudson High School houses an Alumni Room, or basically a mini museum? We will go there and take a look and show you some of the history that dates back several generations. First of all, we want to welcome Angela Terella, our new assistant superintendent and director of curriculum. And we also want you to meet Jennifer Hall, our new principal at McDowell Early Learning. Welcome to you both.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. We're going to start with you, Angela. Just talk a little bit about your background. You've been a superintendent, you've been a building principal, curriculum director with a strong history in curriculum development. Just tell Hudson a little bit about your background.
Sure. I started my educational career as a school psychologist. So it was a little bit of a unique way to start your educational career. After that, I became a teacher because I was testing students for learning disabilities, but I wasn't part of the solution. So I wanted to really be part of the solution. I went back and got my certificate in teaching, taught 7th grade and 9th grade, and then became an assistant principal at a middle school in Sheffield. Became principal of that middle school, and then principal of the high school, and then the new 7 through 12 building project that we did. So it was very exciting to be involved in different roles in one district. I then became high school principal at Euclid High School, so it was a very large urban high school. Great experience there. Went to the ESC. Started out as a consultant and then eventually became curriculum director and helped area summit schools with their professional development and data analysis. Really tried hard to support the administrators and the teachers there. Through that position, I did some work at Hudson, actually. And it's one of the reasons why I came here, because the administration and the team of teachers that I worked with were just a joy. After that, I got my most recent position as a superintendent over at Waterloo. It's a small rural school in Portage County. And then I was lucky enough to join Hudson again.
Well, I want you to know your time in Hudson. I know it was just a short time, but your work here made a difference with people. So
thank you.
We were happy to have you join our team, happy that you applied and are in the position.
Oh, I'm very honored to be here, very grateful.
Excellent. Jennifer, welcome to you.
Thank you.
What made you want to come to Hudson? We know you're a 2011 Hudson grad. You're coming off a principal's job in New Philadelphia. So talk to us a little bit about your background and really what drew you to come back to Hudson.
Sure. So like you said, I grew up here and I spent the first 18 years of my life here in Hudson, and I loved it. I had a wonderful experience. I had wonderful teachers and mentors and just support staff. There were so many people in Hudson that had such a great impact on me. I had the opportunity then to go away to college and have a few different roles before returning. I spent some time teaching in Coshocton County, and then I moved to Tuscarawas County, where I was a principal of a building there with New Philadelphia City Schools, and I just had a fantastic experience there as well. But Hudson is home. And I love Hudson, and I love the community and the people, and it's just a vibrant community and a community that I want my family to be raised in and raise my children here. So it is just such a special place with so many opportunities that it just drew me back as soon as there was an opportunity.
Yeah, in our profession, we see a number of administrators coming back home. You know, something draws them. So we just want to welcome you back home.
Thank you.
Angela, you talked a little bit about having spent some time at the ESC and working with Hudson, but overall, what made Hudson appealing to you? You've had a lot of different jobs in some great districts, and you've done some great work. What is it about Hudson that really drew you here?
Well, it's the honest answer, but a simple one. It's the people.
Okay.
I have never seen people come together for the good of students and be so dedicated to not only the district but the surrounding community. They care about each other. They care about our kids. And when you have a group of people with that kind of dedication, the innovation that they can come up with to continue to expand our educational opportunities that we offer is amazing to watch. And I just wanted to be a part of that team.
Excellent, thank you. Obviously, you guys will be doing a lot of work together this year.
I'm excited.
You know, building principal, working with the curriculum director. Jennifer, you're going to be working with our littlest explorers, our pre-K and K. Administratively, we find ourselves in that building a lot simply because that staff and those kids are just, you know, beyond precious to all of us. But just talk to us about working with the early years of students in a school building.
Sure. So I absolutely love working with our earliest and youngest learners. In my last role, I did have a preschool in my building as well. And they are just so creative and imaginative and full of life. They're just an amazing group, those preschool and kindergartners. And it's a unique experience because a lot of them are entering a program for the very first time in their lives. A lot of them are not. So all students are coming to us from very unique backgrounds. And just, you know, the more I get to know about the staff at McDowell and get to know them as people, they are so ready to welcome those youngest learners no matter where they are. If they come in tears, if they come in with the most excitement that they've ever had in their life. And it's just a really joyful experience to take those earliest learners and help them learn and grow and explore the world around them.
So your oldest child, your son, will be attending McDowell. So you guys are first-time parents of a student entering kindergarten, and you'll have a number of those at McDowell. And having been in this profession and welcoming new families, what advice would you give them in bringing their very first child to school?
Sure. Probably that it will be okay. It's hard and there may be tears on the first day of school, but those teachers are there with open arms, ready to welcome those students. And there may be tears on the part of the parents too, and that's okay. And we are just a phone call away if they have concerns or if they need advice or they just need to talk, because it can be hard.
Yeah.
It can be beautiful, but it can be hard as well.
Who are you going to talk to if you need to talk?
Oh, you know, I'll probably talk to anybody who's around me.
Yeah, just work your way through it. Angela, you've talked about the district, and you have a wealth of experience and some high achievements. As you have gotten into the district and gotten to know people and see who we are, what are some early goals that you have as the curriculum director, assistant superintendent, really one of the leaders of the school district? What are some early goals that you are seeing starting to surface?
Probably the number one is to create relationships. We have a lot of initiatives happening already that Doreen has established, and really they've taken hold in our district, like the science of reading and new curriculum, even welcoming new staff members that have joined our team. But I think none of that matters if you don't have the relationships. And for me, creating a relationship means really determining how people best receive support. And that's going to be super important to me. Like I mentioned before, that the teams are so talented and they're so innovative that I think if I can be a stable source of support for them, the work can continue and grow.
I don't want to undersell the idea of relationships. We talk with our community a lot, and people will ask me, what is this profession all about? And every single time it comes back to relationships.
It does.
It just helps us in challenging times. It helps us in times of strength. So it's great to hear that.
And it's fantastic to create these relationships and then share in moments of celebration, of which this district has so many.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we're blessed.
I'm excited.
Jennifer, how about you coming home to McDowell? What are some goals that are starting to make their way into your life?
Sure. So much like Angela said, the first thing is just getting to know the people, getting to know the students first and foremost. The second, you know, I meet them, whether it's the bus garage open house or, you know, the open houses at the building, and then the first day of school, but also meeting their families and meeting the community that surrounds these kids. When they say it takes a village, it really does. And at school, we are just one small portion of that child's experience. So being able to partner with all of the other people in the child's life that support them to really make sure that that child feels, wrapped around with love and support and is just nurtured in all of the ways that they need to be. And then also just from an instructional standpoint, the teachers are working so hard, to consistently review best practice and improve their teaching strategies and just be a resource for the teachers and a guide and somebody who can be an ear and, someone who can provide resources to them as they kind of navigate their way through all of their instruction to make sure they're supporting each child.
Yeah, I'm sure your mind wonders when you're in a new place. You're wondering about the relationships you're about to develop, but I want to share with you, you're going to encounter families who are engaged, care so much about their children and care about this district. So I would venture to say you're probably going to encounter some of the best and strongest educational relationships of your life. So we're looking forward to that. Let's just talk about educational philosophy just a little bit. So we're all on the same team, but we all have our individual thoughts about what is school all about? What is our own personal educational philosophy? So Jennifer, let's start with you. If you have a thought about what is this all about, what does it come down to you?
I think we have to recognize that every child is so unique and we have to cultivate that uniqueness within every child, and that can look a variety of ways, but really recognizing each child's strengths and building upon those while supporting, areas that they could grow a little bit more, and just making sure that our instruction and our love is tailored to their individual needs, because we recognize that every child is unique, and when we do that, we can see them, reach heights beyond what we could have ever imagined for them.
Yeah, we're in the profession, so we're a part of it every single day. That is one area where I actually believe we just continue to get better and better. We've talked about differentiated instruction and treatment for a long time, and it's taken a long time to get better at it. I think we're in a really good place in our industry in that. How about educational philosophy for you, Angela?
For me, I always think about life after graduation, and I want my children, our children, to be able to pursue any opportunity that they want to. And that starts with preparation from the pre-K level all the way up till they walk across that stage. And I think one of the ways to do that is to give them challenges while they're within our buildings so that their self-confidence and their education mind grows. I think sometimes we have to hold the vision of what's possible for some of these children, and some of these children hold the vision for us about what's possible. And I want them to be prepared for anything that they want to achieve.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about that recently, just looking at, just some summertime data. We talk about the moments that our students have in school that test them a little bit and prepare them for life. So it sort of matches all of that. We've talked about relationships. You're new. You'll get to know so many people over the course of this year. What is something outside of school? We've talked about educational philosophy and jobs and all of that. What's something outside of school that you could say about yourself that would just help our families and staff get to know you a little bit better?
Sure. So it might not be the most popular, but I am a Steelers fan. I was born and raised in Erie, Pennsylvania, and in Erie, you're one of three teams, Browns, Buffalo, or Steelers, because we're kind of smack dab in the middle. Born and raised, so you don't let go of that just because you moved to Ohio. But when I was at McDowell, actually, I found a teacher that was also a Steelers fan. So I think I might have some allies here as well during football season.
Yeah, sadly, we have a number of Steelers fans in the school district.
I'm excited.
So
that's one of the other reasons I came to Hudson. No.
You will have some good partners. Jennifer, how about you?
Yeah, I think aside from being a principal in the district, I'm also a community member and a mom. And so I'll be around. I have 3 little kids. My oldest is 5 and my youngest is 6 months. And I have an almost 2-year-old right in the middle. So I'll be, at the grocery store, at the park, and the playground, and the soccer field, and swim lessons. And I just can't wait to get to know all of the other parents in our community that are going to be sending their students through the district. And I'll be there, so just come and say hi.
Yeah, it's interesting as I enter year 3 and have gotten to know some people. People in my past will just ask me about the city and the school district and how it's going. And what Jennifer just discussed, this community, as a whole is an amazing place to live and raise a family. And so obviously being a resident here for some of your life, you know that, but that's fantastic for you. We realize we're getting close to the start of school, and so we're eventually going to start reaching out to our kids and families. How about just an opening of school message for the families that are heading to McDowell?
Yeah, so it's an exciting time when you're sending your earliest learners, your young little children, off to school, whether it's the first or second time, but it can also be kind of scary. And so I just want to remind families that, whether it's excitement or tears or anything in between, we're here to support them, and we want to share their excitement, but we also want to be there when there are other, fears or concerns, and we are just a phone call away. So anytime that they need anything, please reach out to us. We don't want anybody, to feel like they're on an island. We're all here together.
Yeah, really important district-wide that our families communicate with us when they have questions. You're going to be working with, 2,500 families, 4,700 kids, 700 staff members. How about an opening of school message?
Well, I think I would just like to say I'm grateful every day to be a member of this team, and I want to support you in whatever way I can so that you can have one of the best years yet.
Awesome. Think about that, having your best year yet as a student and staff member. And it's something that we're going to talk about quite a bit this year.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
You are on the very first edition of Beyond the Classroom.
Very exciting.
People will probably be asking for your autographs pretty soon. Thanks again for being here and for being guests. And we want to wish you the best as you start the school year.
Thank you.
We want to thank all of you for watching. And next up, we're going to take you to a unique place within Hudson High School, our Alumni Room. Hi everyone, Dana Addis again. I'm with the Manager of Communications of Hudson City Schools, Jennifer Reese. One of the rooms that you may not be too familiar with is our Alumni Room. We are located at Hudson High School, just off the cafeteria. And when you walk in here, it's just this amazing history of Hudson City Schools. And Jennifer's going to walk around with us a little bit and just show us some of the things, some of the people, some of the equipment, some of the paraphernalia that is here. So thanks for doing this for us.
Yeah, for sure. This room actually kind of started to begin back in 2016. My predecessor started getting all of this memorabilia together, and a lot of people in the community donated. You'll find pictures stemming back many, many generations. One like this. I always like to see what people are wearing and what was it from, how many kids were in this. This was a scholarship team from the spring of 1933. And they're actually ID'd. I mean, a lot of the photographs, it's hard to get everyone ID'd from, we're going back so many years. But if you can find them, and for people who are from here, this could be, a member of their family.
Yeah, we've been in here for a few minutes just taking a look. And if you make your way here, one of the things that will certainly stand out are the faces.
Sure.
And the clothes that they're wearing, the year that they experienced Hudson the way we are experiencing now. So It's just amazing.
We're really fortunate. We've had so many people offer up some of their artifacts, and some of the pictures that we've had blown up are from our band and our cheerleaders, and so it's always interesting to see some of the the uniforms that they had, the outfits that they wore, or even on a regular school day, obviously a lot different than what our kids wear today. And a lot of them are ID'd. Up, the top picture up there was from the mid-40s. It looked like a concert of sorts, probably choir. And another picture from 47, 48 of one of the classes. So it's always interesting to see how many people were in a class and what was it like, because obviously Hudson has grown substantially from back then.
Yeah, the Hudson band picture from July 4th, 1922 is standing out to me. That was the Hudson band back then. Fantastic.
Right. And other things too as well. Like we have a desk for our teachers. These are the desks that the students used to be in, which that's also changed quite a bit. We don't have quite a bit hardwood desks anymore. And then Letterman jackets people donated. We have a bust from Dante Lavelli, who, if you're a sports fan, you obviously are familiar with Dante. We have a baseball glove that somebody gave to us. I don't even know what year, but you can tell it's pretty worn for sure. And a lot of other pictures. We have class rings that people donated. You know, people don't do class rings as much anymore, but that was obviously a men's class ring.
Yeah.
Female class ring that people gave to us to keep.
This fits perfectly, but I'll put it back.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
we like to keep it in here. And then even other things, band uniform someone gave us with the boots, you know, from back then. So Dana, I know downstairs you were interviewing one of our newest principals, who is Jennifer Hall, but back then in 2011 she was Jennifer Shanks in her senior pictures.
Yeah,
right on here.
2011, not too long ago,
Well, it's not too long ago, but
a little bit closer than my graduating year for sure.
But it's fun
That's
to look that up for sure.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we keep all of our yearbooks. We have yearbooks from the early 40s, many of them on this wall, and we have another wall as well. Trays from cafeteria. You know, these are the older trays that
we all used to
to
carry
have.
these, yes.
Other than what it is nowadays. And then a lot of older memory books and things in here too that people had donated. This is like a family memory book that was put together back then. Scrapbooks were so common.
I have to share something that caught my attention was the band hat.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I know one of the things that we talk about quite often are all of the levels of blue that make up Hudson City Schools, and this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, and this looks like it fit pretty tight the way that it's in
fantastic.
There. But yeah, and they still wear really high hats like that, but this is definitely from quite a bit ago.
Yeah.
So one of the other things we had were that they did back then were these senior films, and every senior class did a film, obviously on a reel-to-reel, which is difficult to play nowadays. We have some that are on cassettes and some other things, but this is 84, so you're familiar with that year.
Yeah, it's amazing that you pulled this one out, and I recognize Kurt Gunning's name, who was a basketball player that I competed against that year. So we're on this tour, and you pull out this film, so that's pretty awesome.
Is he good? Better than you?
He was much better than me, much better. So if you're in the school and you're looking for the Alumni Room, one of the things that you'll notice right at the front is the victory bell, which we will ring in just a couple of minutes. But if anyone does want to visit the room, what is their method for doing that?
So we generally have it open for big events, like in March for the PTO pancake breakfast. This room is generally open, but we also have a lot of people who will contact my office when their school reunion is coming to town to see if they can get a tour of the building and or a tour of this particular room. So always contact us. You can contact Mike Miller, the principal at the high school, and we'll arrange to get people in. It's not open all the time just because of all the history that's in here that we want to preserve, but we want to make sure people have the opportunity to see it.
Well, it's a great place, so thanks for the tour.
You're
Fantastic.
absolutely welcome. Yeah. You got to ring it?
Let's ring it.
Okay.
That concludes episode 1 of Beyond the Classroom. I want to thank everyone for watching, and we will see you again next month.